Another game of Total Warhammer 3. And today, we're invading Ulthuan. You guessed it. That's what's hot on the streets. That's what we're doing. We're just gonna start getting a couple more of these. Because I'm like, no, if we go here, then Taurox should be able to... No, that's not how it works. I thought. I sort of thought... Oh, he's, Yeah, there we go. I thought you could recruit through the other people around, but... I guess not. I know you can trade across, but, you know, you run into issues with money, but, you know, it only takes a turn. And, you know, with all of our armies here, we're in good shape, and we're just going to move Morgar down to connect up with everybody else. Because, of course, Nakari now, because of us hitting him, is on the back foot. But now the, you know, the High Elves are going to be raring to go at us after that's done. But I figure we'll just sweep on through. Of course, Barathi's mad at us too, but hey, what are you gonna do? We're just Beastmen. We can go somewhere else if we want. Now, I was going to connect with Malagor over there, but now I'm thinking that we should just, like, maybe come over here and start messing with Bretonnia. We'll figure it out. I don't think he'll get to Ulthuan before we're ready to leave, though, but we'll see. Because ideally, we can convince somebody to pick up the Sword of Cain, and then I can get the Sword of Cain. Yeah, because if we take, like, here, and then we can... burn a couple gates down real quick, like. Missile resist, generically good. Way more uses for the thing to deplete ammo. No, that's the thing that's not ammo depleting. This is the ammo depleting thing. We should probably get it. Probably. So Morgar just needs to get the recruitment building for Chaos Spawn, which is that way. And I don't think he needs to get... I mean, no, he doesn't need to get any of those other ones. Morgar doesn't really need any any other gores in here, but, you know, like, a couple Zangors could be nice. We got plenty of money. I mean, we don't, but we do, though. So now that we've gotten everybody here, the next upgrades are either to jump in here and, you know, we spend dread to get our heroes pretty good already, or I think probably better is here for the Herdstones, because if we start buying this, right, then, you know, before long, you know, once we get to level 4, we can get, you know, the Minotaurs immediately, and being able to get a Cygor, you know, it's just like, it's good stuff that you can get from it. Kazrak, before a turn or two, he's going to be able to get some of those Mono God Gores in there, so that'll be good, even though we got to pay individually for the army caps on them. Alright, so, is everything good? I think so. Yeah, we'll just leave Taurox with the semi-elite infantry there, the veteran, not elite, the veteran infantry, because we're going to want to use the army caps for Kazrak's army here in a second once it gets a little better. All right. We're going to have a fight soon. I'm confident, you know, we're moving into position for it. Now, of course, the High Elves will no doubt be be wanting to start a fight with me before long. So that means that we need to, you know, as always, you want to go for the capital first, you know, burn down the big thing. Because you can't underway stance on Ulthuan, but you can raid. Now, Taurox, when raiding, goes much further than everybody else does. That's okay. And these two can hang out, you know, Morgur and Khazrak can hang out. They both have, you know, armies. Well, Morgur's got, like, something real good in there. Let's go ahead and get his army filled out with... Let's see here. Couple of harpies, yeah. Because the nice thing about Beastmen, of course, is you don't have an economy. And that means when you don't want to be somewhere, like because there's a war or any old thing, like... I think even Beastmen can use, like, sea lanes as the player, right? So we could just literally, like, pop onto the whole other side of the world. You're given rather a lot of freedom to do what you wish with your movement on a campaign. And here we just want armor for all the infantry. I mean, we'll take physical resistant on the beasties, because we'll take regeneration on the things. Yes. So I guess Scrag is there. Good for him. Because we move so much further than they do, and they're not at home. And they still have Morathi to worry about, who's at war with us too, but in a way where we don't care about. You know, like, what are they going to do to us? Burn down our holds? Oh no, I'll have to go and get a new one. I'm a beast man. How will I survive? You know, you want your enemies to feel like they're doing well, but are they though? And we're raiding there. Khazrak just needs to recruit, though, because he's got, like, nothing in this army. Alright, he needs a wizard in his army. Alright, so this... Boost Cravings gives them a potion of toughness with 2 uses, which is, like, a heal plus other stuff, and perfect vigor. That is a crazy trait. All right, what are the other ones we got? Where's the wild one gonna have? Well, he'll have ambush defense, spotter, everything there, magic item drop. This one, so they'll be on a chariot, and having Wayfarer on that is very good. We'll probably just take wild magic because that's real good. Corn's Fury gives them so much. All right, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. Disciplined, I mean, maybe. Nah, we'll just take we'll take the fleet-footed charioteer. And then Khazrak will have a caster, and that'll be very good. Because we need one for Morgur's army too, though. Because he's not a caster. Every armor should have a caster. That's just, you know, that's just true. Alright, we're gonna get a fight soon enough. Yeah, so they're... You know, they're trying to defend Ulthuan here. They'll either move out or not. If they move towards me, then we'll have a thing. And if not, we'll just raid here for a second. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna get us a bunch of juice for the squeeze whenever we turn the corner on them and start punching. Oh, right. And it doesn't cost any money to upgrade the herdstone, so we might as well. So when we build the next one, we'll be able to get feral manticores and chaos spawn and giants from the recruitment. So, I mean, awesome. And then in just a couple of turns, we'll be at level 4 and 5. And, you know, being able to get like a Cygor in these armies, or a few of them, be very nice. All right, so we make some money on raiding, and we're going to let... Oh, well, Malagor's just going to walk right there. It looks like the Wood Elves are being funny, burning through there. Malagor will see if anyone's home at Sartosa, you know, because we can afford to be, like, real opportunistic, real funny at this point, right? The rampage ends. Okay, so Sartosa, they're all hanging out at home. We would need, you know, we would need either multiple armies or lightning strike to solve it, you know, that old saw. So they're at war with Noctilus. What we can do is... We can start now, yeah. Because Mary's right there. We can raid for like one more turn. I think that's fine, because then we can move further down here to link up. We need more money for that. We can build that next turn. I mean, yeah, it's fine. And we're just, you know, we're just having a party, just like, just raiding through their lands. It's very funny because raiding is a thing that happens to you in Warhammer Total War, you know, like, which is to say that it is not always or even often a thing that, oh, and we can get multiples of these? Okay. Well, anyway, we need some of those for all of the armies. I didn't realize. I for some reason I thought these were one-time things. Well, anyway, we're gonna have to get some of those. All right. So, do we want to get another Bray Shaman like right now? No, I think the next Herdstone thing, I think all of that's more important to my dreams. So we'll just wait for Kazrek and Morgur to get over here, and then remember that we didn't move Malagor, really. It's all fine. Because it's like, the High Elves are so beat up from these wars, and they're stressed out about the Dark Elves, and the Dread Fleet, so it's like they don't want to declare on me because I'm quite strong too. And they're like, maybe I'll just leave, right? I mean, they think I will. And now they've blundered. Because now I can just go burn down Ulthuan, right? Sure, I have to win the fight, but I can just go burn it down. Yeah, and oh wow, 30 grand. Yeah, we don't build a herdstone here. We loot and raise it, and we make just a zound of money, an actual zound of it, and now we're all fine. You know, we might lose this army here, but actually, I don't know. We might not. Anyway, So it's time to put that item onto people, right? Right. We can get this sweet hide on somebody. It's pretty good. Then we'll get I'm like we're just trying to buy some of these because after all, you know, we just got all that money. That means we're gonna spend all that money. That's the Beastmen way. So this dude gets his Blind Eye of Seeing. We'll give him a Shrieking Blade. Will cause a bit of terror. Now Taurox is gonna want this mutated Gorgon hide. Of course he will. And we could put the Helmet Discord on this fellow. And we'll put that on Malagor because he needs it more. And we could put that on him. But it would make a miscast. Oh, I can't take it off. Huh. Bad news, we can't take that off. But anyway, we're going to take away this dough because we don't need it anymore. And get the Bantle there, and then we will drop this whelp for the Banner of Madness. To get a potion of healing to throw on, I mean, somebody. Kazrak? Yeah. Alright. Well, we'll probably have a fight in the intern here. Oh, right, Malagor is just hanging out. Well, you know, he's not bothering anybody. Like, that's right, these are like Bloodgrounds over here. Alright, so we're gonna retreat away. And now it's time to fight. Okay, so what are our assets? We've got Morgur, who is horrifying, you know. And an army. We got a Gorbold, we got Chariots, Jabberslith, and they've got a whole bunch of nastiness. Well, you know, we're going to try to win it. If we don't, I mean, what are you going to do? Everything that's valuable in this army is that Gorbold hero. Everything else will come back. And honestly, tossing the 30 grand into amazing items and losing an army right after feels fine, right? It's okay. Alright, so the problem is that these are elves, so we're going to want flyers in the back, chaos spawn here with Morgur. No, Morgur needs to be in his own thing because he's so busted. Razorgore Chariots will keep over here along with the Gorbold, and then Jabberslith. I think actually we'll just put that in 5 as well, and then we saw that there were Lothern Seaguard here, but you know, they are spears that they are, you know, they're a typical good night elf unit, or high elf unit. You see a lot of them. They have spears. They have arrows as well. Arrows. They have bows and arrows as well. But here, by diving on them, we get some good work in. And the thing is, though, is we're not going to be able to do this for a super long time. And while that was fine because we got our charges off and such, now we're going to have to back out, and I don't know how that's going to go. The good news is this Illyrian Reaver Archer is going to shoot my guy. That's not good news. It's not good news at all. Alright, we're going to come in that way. If they shoot at Morgur, that is good news, because that will waste all of their abilities. Alright, so this Great Eagle is fighting our Harpies. It's probably not what they want. Alright, so here we have an Ungor unit just run right into their archers and get pulled apart. Feels bad. Morgur can technically be shot slightly, but it doesn't work very well. Now, our Harpies are getting totally trucked on, and we ate a charge by Silverhelms. This is in the forest. They don't have Strider, but it's still very bad for the Warhounds. We want to try to get out, but we don't. We do get a very good counter charge against them with the Sons of Goros, who have great weapons, you know, Perfect Vigor, the works. So, like, we're in an advantageous fight there. The problem is, though, and it is a problem, that, you know, Morgur is getting beat up. Everyone here is getting shot up. The Chaos Spawn are getting beat. And they have reinforcements. This is not like a nice, tidy little battle where we're going to be able to pull away in the last thing. They're going to have more guys on the battlefield than us. We do shatter these Reavers, so that's good. But, you know, the dogs come back. But, you know, these Harpies are about to crumble. And when they do, you know, we don't have any wizards. We don't have anything to make this work. We just have a whole lot of missile units that are about to come in and start deleting us. But that is the breaks, you know. We started the war at a dumb time. We could have been in a safer spot, and we elected to not be. But we have lost. It may well just be because of the reinforced army. We might have been able to win this one. It's possible, but, you know, we sure didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can pull it out. Chaos Spawn are unbreakable, and they regenerate, and we've got a big Mortis Engine blob here with nothing to support it. With a monster fighting a bunch of spears, you know. You know, when I say it like that, it doesn't sound like we're going to win, does it? Because Morgur has just been fighting these Silverin for ages. Like, you know, you can't kill him, but he can't do anything either. You know, that Mortis, he's not in a big enough blob. Their guys are here. I'm so bad at this game. Well, you know, some of this Mortis is working out anyway. Doombull popping around, charging into the Illyrian Reavers. The Archmage getting way too much there. Alright, Jabberslith is getting... Yeah, because now... You know, now all of these ranged units are free to fire because the Harpy dive is over, or nearly over. But, you know, we'll buy ourselves a little more time and try to push the Chariots through. These Lutheran City Guard don't want to break, you know, their spears. It's pretty annoying stuff. We might win. We might pull this out. We need to get onto those archers with the big beastie, though. I don't know. We might be pulling it back. Morgur does know how to brawl. These Shadow Warriors, we need to get on them. They are Scary stuff. Well, you know, these Chaos Spawn. We need to do a lot of things. Let's see if any of it happens. Need to get into the trees, or right here at least. Alright, so the Gorbel is feasting, though. The Gorbel is in fine form. He is at full health. This Chariot actually probably MVP, and yeah, 200 kills on the Chariot. We need a couple more of those Chariots, don't we? And the Jabberslith here being in the hills, you know, and it has regeneration because it's with Morgar. At least I thought it did. Maybe we don't have that ability. But it looks like we're going to pull it out after all. Those must have been the summoned Chaos Spawn. They sure lasted a while. But anyway, hey, we win! Marvelous! I knew I could do it! I mean, we haven't won yet. We are winning. We are going to win. Sons of Goros getting some good value, 238 kills. You know, that's, you know, when you find a good armor-piercing unit, you gotta let it ride. Morgar gets 100 kills and, you know, 1,500 value. He just fought spears the whole time, which is fine, you know. He fought spears the whole time. That's good, right? Yeah, we're proud of him. And we're going to run over these Shadow Warriors, and that's going to do a big old balance of power hit to him, and now we'll get on these Shadow Warriors. Because the Chaos Spawn are unbreakable, but they are very, very beat up. But this Gorbel, while not being unbreakable, is not beat up. He does not cause terror, but there we go. There's the beat. And we're going to... Okay, so the horrible regeneration doesn't work after the battle's done. Morgar's regeneration does, though. So we're just going to fast forward a little bit. And, you know, try to finish up a little bit of a beatdown here. After all, we've earned it. This Razorgore Chariot with 260 kills, you know, some people don't believe in chariots, but I do. I believe they exist. I believe chariots are pulled by very valiant pigs. That's just one of the things I believe. And we win, you know. Clean. Wonderful stuff. And actually, I mean, the army went great. You know, we get 300 kills on a chariot, 300 kills on the Sons of Goros, and a sweet little 200 kills there. Like, that's great. That is, you know, a chariot or two in the right place can do so much work. And indeed there we see that. Alright, wonderful. We get a bunch of money from post-battle loot. You know, we take care of that army that otherwise could have defended a place, and now Taurox is going to swoop in. Wonderful stuff. And a great battle. Like, that was good. You know, look, I'm not good at the game, right? But it still feels good when you're like, yeah, you know, I wasn't definitely gonna win that, you know. It wasn't like, man, I definitely won't win, but I wasn't certainly going to be victorious. It just ended up working out, and that's great. So Tyrion is here now. And you know what that means. It's time to brawl. So Khazrak can... Do we have the next upgrade here? No, not quite. But it'll only take like a turn to do, right? Because... Well, Marathi's probably going to be there to burn it down soon. Anyway. We just need someone to grab the Sword of Cain, and then I can go grab the Sword of Cain, but I'm gonna move my way around the donut, burning it down as we frolic in, you know. Gotta get it done. Alright, do we want to do this fight right now? I mean, I think not. So they are trying to recuperate. They're not even recruiting right now. So we'll just go in here. Oh yeah, this one was part of that fight. So of course they're not really around. Alright, and then we will create a herdstone here. We can get line of sight for everything in the blood ground, which, I mean, we kind of already have it, though. But anyway, we can also recruit Chaos Spawn. So here we probably drop them together. Grab a Chaos Spawn, and then... Kazrak can get this, and this he'll be able to get up to the good gores soon, and here we'll just grab that. Seems fine. You know, he's a bit behind because he got like just knocked out, but before long we'll be online all around. And speaking of online all around, let's charge Tyrion, who's in march stance because he doesn't know I'm right here. Now, this army's very beat up, and his army's not beat up. However, we still have some advantages. For example, he doesn't have a wizard. Now, he is a juiced up fighter. There's something going on, you know. He's got 140 armor. He's got 700 weapon damage. I mean, this dude is a killer. But he failed to spot my ambush, you know, and and let's see how we can get this to go. So Tyrion, you know, Tyrion's a terror, but he's stronger right now than I thought he would be. You know, good for him. Now we've got our Cygor summons, right? And we've got a lot of other tools as well. We're going to want to jump back here, of course. You know, you fight where they don't want you to fight. And we'll have him on this hill so that we can have the summons just tearing in there. He's on a chariot as well, so very good, of course. And then we'll have a Senti throwing axe back here. But we're gonna see how much ammo this takes away. Oh, it's a ton. That's right. It's so much ammo. Great. Well, you know, fortunately the Reavers charged right in. Fortunately, the flank attempt on that side didn't work at all. But even more fortunately, the Minotaurs are working out fine. All right. So now we've got Another one of these to get down. We're just going to throw in here at, like, White Lions of Crace. Yeah, sure. And then from here, they're trying to charge into the woods. That's fine. You know, we're gonna keep the Minotaurs in the woods. That'll keep us secret, keep us safe from some of this nonsense. Now, Tyrion is in among spears, which is just where we want him to be. All right, firing into Rangers, firing into Rangers. Now, the Centaurs throwing axes need to get on this Great Eagle. That's going to solve that issue. We need the Chariot in here. Oh, goodness. Where's Taurox? He is so far from the action. Oh, he's chasing after Skirmish Cav. That's rough stuff there. So, too, are these guys chasing after Chariots. Let's get them in there. And only the Great Weapon one needs to be, like, have them chase after these fools. But now the Gorbel goes in, and we're gonna, you know, we're gonna blow the horn. We're gonna hit everything. We're gonna drop it down. All right, who's weak? Who wants to run? We're gonna make these Ungor spearmen never run. They're gonna get that ability to make them really, really strong, and then, you know, burn out in a blaze of glory afterward. Hey, Colin. We're destroying the enemies of, well, they're all good guys. Well, they're elves, so not good. We are the Beastmen. I am this big Minotaur guy, and everyone is really happy that I'm here. That's why they're screaming. And we'll hit here and drain, like, almost all the rest of that ammo. Oh, man, that ability's so good. All right. So there, yeah, we see their whole army just start getting deleted. And we're going to hit a Traderkin there. Wrap this up. Now, Tyrion is still totally alive back here and still 1,000,000% dangerous. We just need to feed some other unit to him. Not my valuable guy. Oh, God, not him. Anyone but him. Run away, run away. All right, let's get some halberds there on him. They won't match up very well because he's Tyrion. All right, time to make my real guy fight him. All right, time to turn around. You know, even though he's got crazy stats, that doesn't mean he can survive this beatdown. He's just the king of the elves, after all. He's just got a flaming sword. He's not really the king of the elves, I don't think. I think there's a distinction. But anyway, he works for him, and now he's running. Wonderful. Hello, house home. Message retracted. Alright, so that went fine. That went fine. And we took out Tyrion, which I think gives us, like, a melee attack for the whole army forever or something. I believe it's good. I remember it being good. Yeah, we lose some dudes, which is fine. We'll just buy some new ones, right? You don't want to get sentimental about some guys when you're the Beastmen, after all. Yeah, melee attack +2, recruit 1. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. And we get big ol' crazy regiment of renown. Let's actually put that in Morgar's army, I think, because, you know, that way he'll have some fun stuff. There we go, and then we can go ahead and level up the Herdstone to level 4, which will, you know, benefit us in some various ways. And then in a turn or two, we're really going to churn these armies up. These elves are so lucky that I decided to come here and fight them. You know, they could have had a calm life, and now look at them. Interesting. We could raid, but I think we just go hidden and recruit. But whom? I mean, a couple of Corngors could be fine. Could just grab a couple dogs. They're good enough against elves. Alright, alright. And then there's that part of the turn. He's already moved. Alright. It's so nice to not have to worry about defending. I mean, obviously we need to defend against, you know, the enemies, but here we'll just take this auto-resolve. No reason not to rip them apart on the ambush. And then, you know, we lose this to Avalorn. Oh no. I was super attached to that place, you know. It's like, what are you going to do? We already got our benefits for it. It was already there. We can go down and burn it all down again if we wanted. But, you know, it'll take a while for it to be valuable, so we'll probably go somewhere else where there's more money. And we get another Trickster Shard. Another Trickster Shard. Other Trickster Shard, item I believe in very much. We're going to put it on Morgar here. The important thing about this is that these fools have no way to stop us from doing this. It's a hard knock life. So move up here with Morgar, move in for the siege, and then because we're already on this side due to our brilliant positioning, we come in here, pop this, burn it down for a ton of money. Alright, and now I can get the units that he wants to be getting. Or some of them anyway. Let's go ahead and get the handful that we've got access to. You know, just start making his army a little better. He's the Ungor guy after all. Alright, alright. It's fine there. We get the lightning strike on the main army, which is perfection. It's just perfection. Here, a couple of spears to fill the gap in the time. You know, it would be nice to have halberds, but what are you gonna do? This is for a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, it's for all the random infantry. Seems fine. We use enough of the RORs. It's the old special units. It's worth getting it. Alright, so much money, so much money. Khazrak is getting his cool army. Well, you know, it's starting to come together right now over the elves. And then we'll, you know, we could have, like, we didn't need to, we'll burn this down this turn and then lose a bunch of stuff in his army because we made it weaker. That's fine. We make a ton of money, and, you know, it's still worth it. Oh, and we're not, like, in the area with that, so it slows down the recruitment. Hey, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to recruit that is what we're going to do, because we can afford to now. And then we'll, upgrade the Dread building. And this just, like, totally nukes the ammo. We might as well get a better version of it, but, you know, he already has one level. And I guess getting it here. Yeah, that'd be better overall. We need more chariots. I don't think we can get the chariots through through the recruitment, right? Oh no, you can. Yeah. Malagor is just straight wasting time. Well, I mean, not really. He's spending it. It's about sending a message, right? Morgar really needs a wizard in this army. But I think at this point it might be better to just wait. They failed to spot my ambush. What fools. So they do have like a flying thing. What do we have that deals with that? I mean, not a lot. It'll probably just land, you know. I'm like, what do we do to fight dragons with these armies? Wait for them to land and hit them? Probably. I mean, not that the High Elves have a lot of dragons right now, but they very well could eventually. Alright, so we can get... replenishment, attack and melee attack. Replen seems good. We're in the middle of some pretty active wars, so... Alright, the choice now is to do the ritual now or later. Because if we do it now, they can't recolonize Lothern, like, for a while. And... yeah, so he won't have, like, anywhere to recruit from. Not really. He won't have any major settlements that he's had for a while. And Lothern, you know, that's where he wants to be. So... alternately, we wait like a turn or two and we can go around that way. I think crunching it right now is the way to go, though. Just to stop them from... stop them from recolonizing. Oh, Lothern's not even in this. Ha! Well, you know, it won't stop them from doing that, actually. But we'll just move up the coast here now. And Taurox can move just this way, because I'm not afraid of anyone. Because I'm not afraid of almost everyone. Alright, so he's going over there because he doesn't have anywhere to be. And the Chaos Corruption's messing with him. Oh yeah, feels good. Get wrecked. Alright, so we just need... what do we need in this army? A Harpy would be very good, but we don't have the building for it, which is fine. You know, a Chariot would be fine too. We just saw Chariots do very well. I'm like, can I catch him here? Yes, we can totally catch him out. Oh, but Kazrak's army is very, very beat up. He needs to go here so that he can recruit the big numbers, yes. And there's Vestigor, and then we can get a Senti and a Harpy, and... yeah, there we go. And then he can also recruit a Wargor here. What kind? Alright. Confident. Leadership for everything in the army. Seems good. Nurgle's Faustink. Yes, please. And I think... like, yeah, saving up for that is good, but if we just... yeah, we'll just delay the wizard for a little while. What's the worst that could happen? You know, just going through life without a wizard. But I mean, really just having a few uses of the summon is a good enough thing, but... yeah, the High Elves are not prepared for this, right? They, it's too inconvenient to move around, and we pincered them in. They were at the end of a weird long war. And there we go. We get our regen for some of our cool, more premium units. Now, they're over here, and they can't even get over here. Not clean, you know, not without some inconvenience. Alright, so Kazrak can't move. That's pretty bad. Alright, so Kazrak's bugged. No, Kazrak was 2-turn recruiting and I'm stupid. Vestigor's a really 2-turn recruitment. Does he have something that makes him single turn? No. Well, this was just for Lord's Army. That's nice enough. Man, that's 2 turns, huh? Well, it's not ideal. We're just gonna sit over here and see if our ambushes work or whatever. Because the thing is that with their taking attrition and all, you know, that could be a headache. And if we just burn this down, that could surprise them. You know, they'll be like, "Oh man, what are we gonna do? We should turn around and go over there." You fools. We get a Blood's Hearthstone here. Yeah, nope, it's already a blood ground, so we'll just raise it for the money. Got to love the money. Alright, so I am Morsley, good. Sounds like Kazrak gets one for his army. No, it's Morgur that doesn't have a way to push him to combat. Do we drop a Harpy here? Yeah. And we get Touch of Corruption, which is like a damage over time whenever he hits people on top of that, which is very nice. And I guess he can do... Like, we can, when we move up with him, we can do his raiding stance, which makes everything worse, and then... makes everything worse. Do we want to get a cockatrice? I mean, yeah, probably a couple of them. No, we want to get to Chaos Spawn. That's what the important thing is. Might as well do that, and then we can just, like, have his army just like a menagerie of fun. Negative miscast, more wins. Yeah, seems excellent. And Malagor's gonna come in. You know, I forgot that I had this whole 4th army this whole time, you know, because the 3 are doing so nicely. Nice ambush on Tyrion. And a good defensive battle with Khazar army. You know, it got very beat up, but it was very, you know, not elite. No, that was Morgur's army, that's right. But, no matter whose army it was well done. I say so myself. Alright, so Tyrion here has put things together. You know, somewhere he's got a real settlement. Taurox. Yeah. Well, anyway. So he's got, like, you know, like a pretty real army here now. But Taurox's army now would have been, you know... actually healed up and is better than it used to be too. But we're just going to run away from him because that's funny and he can't stop me. And we're just going to run here on the interior. And could go on the water, I guess, but we're just going to go right up here. And then we'll be able to meet up there before long. So they're right here, but Marathi and Taneska, like, they're in a very precarious position, these fools. So we are going to lean into it. Yeah, even inside of a city, Morgur's raiding stance will cause attrition, which means if they have a beat up army and they retreat but they've got other stuff, you can still just turn it off when he's around, which is very good indeed. And this person's in some trouble now. You know, if they move out, they get ambushed. They probably don't know we're there because we're very, very sneaky boys. And we're going to drop one archer for a chariot. No, because we're capped on chariots. We will buy one because that's how much I believe in this chariot. And hopefully, you know, not have to do a fight with one less chariot. Morgur. So it is single turn Chaos Spawn recruitment. We want a couple more in here, right? Yeah, I would rather have like a Chaos Spawn front line with Morgur than any other thing. They're solid. They are real charming fellows. Physical resist for those guys seems good. Yeah, we'll just wait a turn or two. No, we can make Khazar's army better right now. by adding a couple of Zangors. And if, you know, if we don't... If we don't have those spears and it's the end of the world, then it'll be because of me that the world ended, and I will regret it. Maybe recruit a bestie since he's not going to back up, and then next turn he can sit still, and then we'll have one. Yeah, seems fine. Alright, alright. It is so fun playing like a Beastman. Because it's like, we know that they don't want these silly battles to happen to them. But it doesn't matter. They can't stop me. Alright, so this army is no archers. Bunch of cav, couple chariots, couple flyers, some infantry and stuff. Interesting. And we do have a reinforcing army. Now, we could have autoed it and they just would have lost. But, look, if you just auto every fight, where's that at? Also, because of Malagor's raiding stance we were just talking about with adding attrition, we know that unlike a normal thing where they would be able to run away and maybe recuperate, they're not going to be able to get out of this zone. When they run home, that's not going to keep them safe. And we probably will have it on that side of the battlefield, just trusting that we'll be able to make it work there. So Khazrak is on his chariot. Where do we want to start? We can just charge right through the middle and hope that it works. Charge the front. Because we have to... We have to give battle somehow over here to their light cav and stuff, or we're not going to be able to make it happen, right? Alright. Yes, Khazrak's just gonna charge right in. This eagle's gonna be very brave. And actually, it's gonna have a terrible time. These harpies are gonna get onto it, and then when all of the other fire comes in, you know, they're gonna be feeling sad too. Khazrak does fine here. We're just gonna charge out. Now, I've made a big mistake. I forgot that they could just walk away from the ambush, and that's exactly what they're doing here. I was like, surely they'll stop to fight. They won't. They've got this very mobile force, and they're all going to run away. The eagle gets on top of us. We pop our potion of healing. We can get away. We're not, like, surrounded yet, and we're not going to be either. We're going to get out of this. But, yeah, most of them are going to run away. And that is why I should have auto-resolved it. But, you know, hey. It's about sending a message. It's about learning. Great Eagles do not have primary armor piercings, so even though I'm a chariot and they're not, it's not going to go right for them. We have discouraged attacks, and, you know, we don't cause terror? No, we don't cause terror. We're going to have to get an item for that. But, you know, Eagle comes down, but if we get corn goes on it, that Eagle's going to have a bad time. Yep, and it looks like they will just be able to flee right off of the battlefield. In the main. And that's what you get for being bad. But yep, there you go. We ambushed some of them. But I guess, like, they're not supposed to be able to run away from an ambush, right? Maybe they are. Still, we barely do any damage, and they just immediately run forward. Well, we should have been on the other side. We saw where I just thought with Kazrak in the middle that we'd like be able to fight, but no, they just booked it. But yeah, we win a decisive victory, sure. So Marathi's like right here, which means we're gonna punch her in the face with justice. They failed to spot my ambush. Now if we fight them, what happens? We take a bunch of damage from army abilities. And get very beat up by Morathi. Still worth doing, right? Still worth doing. If you don't do your fights, what's the point of playing Total War, right? Right. Let's see if we can get this much smaller force to not run off of the battlefield. We're just going to keep our monsters in the back for a bit. You know, like a smart guy or a coward. Just charge Morgar in. So, like, how many harpies can Morathi kill? This isn't like a riddle. We do need to know. Alright, so we get the chariots in, and now we're gonna see, you know, how good chariots are. Maybe we just need like a couple more chariots, because if we can just, you know, run around like so, and whatever Morathi hits is gonna have a terrible time, but that doesn't mean she's gonna get away with everything, right? Yeah, because she's on the Bloodroot Behemoth, and she'll probably beat it. She's a large unit now? Oh, they made her large unit on her mount. Well, maybe she always was. But anyway, that's not so much of a problem. For some reason I thought she was a small character. Well, then she will lose to the Bloodroot Behemoth, and we're fine. And we are going to quite handily mop up the inventor of dark magic. She, you know, she didn't see it coming. She drove all the way over here. Her defeat trait is like hero action something something. It theoretically is very good, but I'm like not a good player, so I very rarely use hero actions, just super rarely. Whenever I do, I feel like a genius. I'm like, oh, just see that, I did the thing. I broke the wall and walked right in. Smart. down. Yeah, negative 10% for all heroes. Yeah, so that's right. You can eventually get free actions if you get enough Marathi defeat traits, and if you just have the self-defense trait on a couple things, it protects you a lot from that. All right, so we're just gonna chase her down. Yep, because now she can't get away. And we just auto it, easy peasy. More rage, and do we want to burn this down? No, not this turn. We will just... set up a new blood ground here at White Peak. Seems good. It'll be level 4, which is pretty funny. The garrison's not good, but that's not the point of these places. Kazak's got to recruit for one more turn. Let's go ahead and get another Zangor. I quite like having the silver shields and the barrier on some units in the army, but probably some halberds do better for what we need to do. Yeah, let's get another halberd. They have frenzy as well. Quite nice. So really a chariot. Can he recruit chariots? Yeah, but that's what we need. We need a chariot. We're charioteers now. We believe in the chariot. And we do have a Zangor slot, so we're going to drop that gore for it. And then, yeah, we'll get another... Why not another chariot? Why not? There's no reason why not another chariot. Each army can have a slightly different little identity, which is ideal. Fight another thing, get another 2 chaos spawners. So for Morgur, he's so strong. He gets lightning strike online. We take a mentor point, so good. We get a missile resist. Yeah, probably will. Getting to Children of Chaos gives you not anything I really care about over much. Alright, do we get voice or fueled by blood or... let's start going for the yellow line. We've delayed it long enough. So this is our Gorbel. Which ability do we want for him? I mean, we probably want the big melee attack aura, right? Yeah, that's better for the first one. And that gets heroic killing blow. Very good indeed. Okay. So you have a 3-use thing that gives you reserves, which that's 12? 13? Like 13 reserves per use, so that's a ton. And then negative spell resist for the enemies in the region, which is very good indeed. Now it's rough to lose these savage things, but on a guy like Malagor, you want that on a caster that wants to do the damage rather than my typical sort of summoning oriented guy. And now it's up to Taurox. Do we rampage? Do we... Alright, we finally cast a rampage. Alright, so we have to deal with a high elf garrison. It's not gonna be easy. I'm like, do I just sack the army? Yeah. Yeah, we got time. I just don't feel like doing a siege. By we got time, I mean we have time to rebuild the army before another fight. Oh wow, we only have a recruitment of 2. Well, I thought we could rebuild it. Well, that's amusing. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be able to meet up with our friends before long. I guess I had mistaken the horde recruitment capacity of that with my own armies. Is it really just 2 units all the time? Yeah, I guess it is. Alright. Should not have autoed that. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? Let's get a centigrade weapon in there. Let's take advantage of the army's punchiness if we can. You know, we'll probably get away with it. Probably. Malagor's close. They're not gonna be able to, like, punish it. Not truly. It's just the computer. I mean, what are you gonna do? We lose the blood ground, but that's the old one. And we get a quest for his really quite good unique armor, which gives him, among other things, a big ward save whenever he's in melee, which, you know, he wants to be. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Once upon a time, you could not teleport to the quest. You had to walk there. Or, like, you would have to, like, walk to a place with a hero and then walk, or a lord, and walk to another place and then another place afterward. It was rough work. Like, this poor Taurox. But, you know, he's got all of his minotaurs still. And what did we lose, you know? Dudes with spears? We're not that sentimental about them. couple RORs, you know, not ideal. We'll get them back. We got tons of money. Morgar needs to get to tier 5 so we can get like Jabbersliths. No, Cockatrice is fine. Khazrak can't even get up. He needs the growth, but if we get... yeah, chariots here. I feel like having a Jabberslith in every army is good, but an elemental incarnate of beasts is even better. I mean, it's different. It's the same. Speaking of, we'll get this here. When you Beastmen, like every time a DLC comes out, they get something new. And I say that in a positive way. Alright, we need chariots here. Like, how'd that happen? How they tried to catch me out on the water? Well, we'll just run away from them, you know. We're not too proud. Totally want to burn down the galleon's graveyard. I can't explain how that would work, but it would though. Can he recruit in the stance? No. But we can get all the replenishment, which was honestly just dragon, right? Alright, if we burn this down right now, will it work? Probably. You can just make so much off of the raising. And then, you know, and then they still have to detect you. And if they don't, you know, yeah, and if you do, then you can just run away because they can't stop you. No one can stop you. And we're going to... if she moves in here to fight, then... yeah, I think we get the reinforcements, which is pretty funny. Malagor will be here soon. It was a messy time on Ulthuan, but it all worked out. The ambush works wonderfully. We're just gonna take the auto to get rid of this army. We get a bunch of money, ton of experience. We just retreat there. And then I think that worked beautifully, because we're gonna get leadership everywhere. Alright, so they wounded my Gorbil. That stinks, but he's out here in Chaos Corruption Land. I got to heal a bit. I got my other 2 armies. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're good. We can perform the ritual right now. Get our marks, and then we can back out if we need to, but I think we'll be quite happy to burn it down here. So Tyrion's in March, and we have 2, 3 armies, right? They're beat up, but now we could just leave, roll up here, and sort of circle around the donut this other way. Such good stats. But I mean, maybe that's the play, right? We just, because we don't need to give them anything. We just go to recuperate. We can move a lot further than they can anyway. We just go up here, and then we'll pop that one next time. We've got a ton of dread to spend. You know, we can make the armies a little better. Could spend 2 turns here. You know, why don't we? Why don't we spend 2 turns here? We'll unlock another cockatrice slot, and then Taurox will get an elemental incarnate, and I mean, a permanent cycle would be fine, and then we could sort of drop our caster from this army, move it to the other one. And then they can sit there for 2 turns, and Khazrak can hang out. We've got better armor. Because the thing about being hidden is it works. Like, they know we're there, but they have to, like, prove it, you know? And we can move really far. Now we might lose the rampage because we're sitting here recruiting, but what are you gonna do, right? You gotta put your stuff back together. And we didn't get the other cockatrice that turn, which feels very bad indeed. We shouldn't sit here for another turn with them. Can we get another spawn? No. Manticore seems good then. Get a Manticore, it'll be able to fight Dragons? No, not really. But, you know, it's a mobile terror-causing monster, and that's its own value. Centigores are so good. I forgot that we could get them. Because taking a skirmish thing and then giving it a barrier. Well, not skirmish, but a cavalry, you know. It's skirmish-like. Oh, Malagor. We didn't move him. Whoops. Marathi wants peace. I mean, we'll take it. If you pay me. It's not really very much money, Marathi. Hey, Thomas. Preparing for your nightmare this seminar. Should have put your sensitive information. The run so far, oh, it's wonderful. We just started earlier today, but, you know, Beastmen, they, you don't have to pay for units, and you don't have to pay for units upkeep, so it's just a party. But you've caught me right at the end. I'm already up a little bit past my bedtime. But Hades 2 comes out tomorrow for just in several hours, many hours, and I'm excited about that. But we played a bunch of Silksong earlier and made some nice progress. Been a good old day. Alright, so I think it's time to cut to the interior. Yeah, because the Dread Fleet is right here now, so we can move to the interior and bash through and hope that somebody takes up the Sword of Cain. So we don't want to mess with that. We want them to get it, and then we take it from them. That's how it's gonna go.
Exhausted.
You tried the weighted belt Wanderer's Crest. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Yeah, I got 2 of the songs. Man, there was this gauntlet in Act 2. It was really something. It went on longer than I thought it was gonna go, but I ended up getting it. Alright, so we're gonna move up here. And this one we'll go all the way through here and burn it down. I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. We are so rich now. That's the thing, is because, oh yeah, the other thing Beastmen can do is you can spend your special currency to increase your unit caps, but also to get the other Beastmen factions legendary lords under your banner, and they're all really good. And I've already got all of them, and it's only turned 50, but we had them all a long time ago. It's just been a while to get them here. Well, While I wasn't actually like trying to get the songs, neither time when I was on the path to getting them did I think that's what I'm doing. But I mean, I explored a lot of stuff already. A lot of things. No, Tom, it's not like real life burning. It's so most of the factions in the game use, gold. It might be called dark favor or, vampire magic or whatever, but they use gold for all this stuff. But some have a special currency, like this one's called dread, or it might be, souls that the chaos get, or anything like that. Oath gold for the dwarves, and they let you do special faction specific things. So whenever I fight, or I have these buildings that passively generate this special resource, special currency, dread, and that's how I make my armies that are theoretically limited because I can only have so many of a unit, but they're all free. So once you get a bunch of dread, you increase your caps, and then you can do anything you want, and you never have to pay for it. And if they ever blow up one of your armies, you can just make another one. It's very nice. I'm going to send Morgar up this way. So the duo can hang out. Does he need to get to tier 5? I mean, yeah, might as well. And then Taurox can swing up that way. Because what we're doing is just carving up. This is like the ancient homeland of the elves, and yeah. So I got the clawing? Yes, I did. Yes. Probably, yeah. Alright, so they see us. And what we're doing here is just brutal because they're trying to chase us around, and we've already burned down their ancient capital. We just did it 12 turns ago, so as soon as they put it back together again on the way out, we're gonna burn it down again. Because, all our faction wants to do is burn. That's it. And we can go anywhere in the world and burn it down. It's fine for anyone to become our enemy, basically. That's how the Beastmen are. They don't reason with people. They're just what it sounds like. My faction leader is this awesome Minotaur. Look at him. But yeah, I did a bunch of quests and stuff. I think I did the Sherma thing, which was, as soon as I picked up that quest, I was like, oh, I have to do it. Highly motivated. Alright, do we have any infantry in this army? Is it even desirable? You gotta have something to stand up. %50 reinforcement range for all characters. That's so good. Magic items. Bonus for infantry. Strider for everybody. This is all very, very excellent. Replenishment. Will the Dark Gods. Feels good. If I needle him in what word you said, a scared version. Yeah, I did. I did actually do that. It was very, very sad. Yeah, no, the Beastmen, they're awful. They, you know, they come out of the woods and rip and tear, right? Like they're super bad. They are the stuff of nightmares. Minotaurs, centaurs, harpies, monstrous creatures. All of them led by the angriest cow people that you've ever imagined. Making unpleasant mooing sounds. And they are like my favorite faction to play. I love them so much. Alright, let's get another chaos spawn. Because they free you to do anything you want. Alright, so my Gorbel does come back. This guy walked right behind me in march stance because he didn't know I was there. And now we punched him. There, Thomas. Yeah, I've already been staying up much later than I should have. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow playing Hades 2 for probably 10 or 12 hours total is the plan. So perhaps I'll see you there. Enjoy the seminar. Best wishes, and hope I'll see you later, man. Good night. Well, you know, good afternoon to you. Good night from me. Alright, so that actually gives us like a ton, and we should probably do it right now, right? Yeah. And there's 38 marks, and then at the next one that'll be oh, we've already actually got the ability for all of the units. Yeah, sweet. Good night, Thomas. Alright, yeah, well that went awesome. Yep, so the man is Taurox. Victory conditions. All we have to do is destroy all the humans, which we haven't done any of yet. But once we finish burning this down, that's where the rampage will lead. And we'll have a party over there. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And then, yeah. But I don't know when that's going to be because I'm playing Hades soon. But anyway, good night, everybody. And appreciate you. And maybe I'll see you in another stream or video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye, Thomas. Bye, Colin, if you're still around. Goodbye, anyone who may be out there or yet to be. You know, I imagine in like 100 or 700 years, people are really, really going to want to watch these Warhammer campaigns. They're going to be desperate for my Beastman commentary. That's what I think's going to happen. See you guys.